Hello everybody, this is Debbie Eno from Teacher Success Coach. I hope that you guys are all well. I'm sorry. I have not been on here for a while for a number of reasons in terms of internet challenges, and my phone wasn't working properly. So here I am, just tapping in to see how you guys are doing. Well, I have finished exams. Students have finished, they've been given the grade. We're just waiting on the time of the exams result coming out, which is in July, August, so that the student would get the grades. So that's an anxious moment for me, because the question is, would the students be satisfied with the grades, or would they actually see the need to appeal? I just hope that it's going to be okay. So therefore they reduce, I wouldn't be that stressed when they've actually, satisfied with the result. Well, we think that it's okay because, they actually get the grade that we feel that they deserve. So, that's me. That's in terms of the anxiety, end of July, August for me, waiting for when the students get the results. So the students would be anxious, also the educators would also be anxious, because this is the first time we as educators had to mark the students' exams, whereas before it was done by examiners. Now it's done by us. So that's one aspect. So it's done. I'm happy and relaxed, etc., etc. I've just been on Facebook Live with the 100 Black Men of London. One of the things we were talking about there was, do we say sorry? I've just actually put the head in there. As parents, do you say sorry? As educators, do you say sorry? And it is so vital that we as educators and parents, that we say sorry. This is a question I've put out on both of my groups, my empowerment and transformational group, and also my female educator group. And it was interesting because the feedback is quite interesting, because I've also been talking to other educators about that. And some educators feel it is okay to say sorry. And some other educators feel that it's not okay to say sorry because it is demonstrating, they feel that it is demonstrating their weakness and their vulnerability. I see that very differently. I see it as you need to own your mess, because the fact that you mess up, the student must be, they need to realize that you as an educator, you make a mistake and you mess up. So on those bases, you should be apologizing because you mess up. It also makes the student feel it is okay to say you're sorry when you mess up. And it makes it easier for them to actually start owning their mess. One of the things that happened to me is when I started at school in January, we were teaching online. And I was teaching the book for students, and one of the topic I was teaching them, I didn't realize that they had covered it already, and I was really excited about the topic, etc., because we were team teaching. I teach one day and the other teacher teach the other day. So when I finished, the student didn't tell me that they'd covered the topic. So my colleague said to me, "Oh, Debbie, the students said that the topic you've covered, they've already covered it." I said, "Oh my goodness." I said, "Why didn't they tell me?" She said, "They didn't want to tell you because you were so excited and enthusiastic about the topic and teaching the topic, and they were also excited because they understood the topic, etc." So the next day I went up to the next day when I was teaching online, I said to the student, "Hi guys, I am so sorry. I messed up. I did not realize that you guys had covered the topic already. So why did you tell me you covered the topic?" They said, "No, miss, because you were so excited about teaching us and we were excited about the topic as well. We just didn't want to say anything to you." And I said, "Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. You guys should have told me." I said, "Next time that situation occurs, you need to let me know." So it's okay to say sorry. But one of the things I've discovered is sorry for male educators seems to be something that it is challenging for them to do because they feel it demonstrates vulnerability and it demonstrates that they're not good enough and they didn't know what they're supposed to be teaching. So I have to say to them, I've been saying to them, no, it doesn't demonstrate any of that. It demonstrates that you're a human being. You made a mistake, so therefore you need to own that mistake and say you're sorry. By not saying sorry, we in turn giving students the right not to say sorry. Because in schools, you would notice there's a lot of children then, they're just doing things but don't feel the need to say sorry. They would be moving from moving through the corridor, instead of them holding the door for you, the door slamming in your face, and they're not even saying sorry. The door slams in your face and you say, whoops, and the student just carry on as if nothing happened. Or when they've done something and you say, you've done, so have you got something to say to me? And they're looking at you, what do I have to say to you, miss? No, what do I have to say? Because they don't see that they've done something wrong that warrants them to be saying sorry. And that stems a lot from, I personally feel that it's something like that can also come from the home, whereby in the home, parents are not saying sorry to each other. So they're in big arguments, the children in the middle of all of that, they're not even apologizing to the children for their misbehavior as adults, and they're not apologizing to each other for the fact that they've been arguing. So no one is taking responsibility. As a result of that, these children are now going into schools with this attitude and this thing they've got from the parents that they don't see the need to say sorry and they feel it is okay to continue in that way. I find it very, very sad and frustrating, especially when a student do something and you say, you call them and you say, okay, have you got something to say to me? And they're just looking at you as if they've got nothing to say. Some of them even say to you, no, miss, I haven't got anything to say. Really? Something have just occurred. So that is quite sad, whereby students are not taking responsibility because teachers are not taking responsibility. And then we go further, we look at it in the home. Parents feel that they don't need to say sorry to the children. Yes, you do. You do need to say sorry to your children because you've done something wrong. You need to own it and you need to apologize and you need to say to the child or the children, sorry, I made a mistake. So that the child themselves, it is okay to say sorry when they've made a mistake. So it needs to start from the adults. And if we are not owning that and feel it's okay to say sorry when we mess up, we cannot expect the children in turn to want to say sorry or even saying sorry. You are not big enough to say sorry as an adult. You made errors, so you say, okay, you see what that is also doing for the young people as well. It is making them feel that it is okay to make mistakes. You're a human being, so you made a mistake and you realize the error, so you're going to apologize for it and say, okay, let's move on from there. But by not saying sorry, you are actually saying that there is nothing wrong. And the sad thing that is coming from all of that is individuals are busy bashing up each other and there is no empathy, there is no acknowledgement, there is no owning or taking responsibility for what you've done. So personally, as a parent and as a teacher, I feel that it is so important that we demonstrate to the young people in our care that it is okay to say sorry. When you look at the politicians out there, they're not even saying sorry. They don't even feel that they've done anything wrong. So all these things these young people are seeing from us as the adults, when we don't feel that it is necessary to apologize and to own our errors, we don't expect these children in turn to do that either. Because what we say to them is, the message we're sending out to them is, it is okay to do what you're doing, trample on other people, disrespect other people, and all of that without the need to be empathetic, and they need to realize that you have made a mistake, and they need to own that, be accountable, and say sorry. It is vital, because it makes the individual, especially the young people, feel that you are normal and you are human and it's okay. And they could relate to you even more. You become more relatable, because they see that if this, principal or this head of department could mess up and feel okay to say sorry to me, it's okay for them. That as an adult, you don't feel that you need to hide behind what you've done and make excuses for your wrongdoing. Because if we don't own it and apologize, we then have a set of students or young adults or future leaders who don't feel that anything is wrong. And they don't feel that they need to own it and apologize. So parents, teachers, adults out there, I want you to reflect on that and ask yourself, when you do something wrong or something that is not acceptable in the eyes of these young people, do you not think that you should be owning it and saying that you're sorry for what you've done, so that they actually see that it is okay to own your wrongdoing and be accountable? That's the only way these young people in turn would also be accountable, if they see we as adults owning our mistakes and being accountable for what we've done and putting our hand up and say sorry. The other thing that I've noticed is as I said earlier on, a lot of male educators find it very, very challenging to say sorry. I personally think that it is the ego factor we've got, where they feel that it is a weakness to say sorry, and it shows them that they're no longer in charge when they have to say sorry. No, it doesn't. It demonstrates that you are reflective. It demonstrates that you are taking responsibility. It demonstrated that you are mindful. It also demonstrates that you are aware of the things that you're doing, and there's sometimes that it doesn't always go right. We also make mistakes, and it's okay to say sorry and put your hand up and move on from there. So educators and parents, etc., as I've just said, you need to reflect on when you've done something wrong. Are you going to hide and give excuses and justification for those behavior? Or are you going to put your hand up and say, oh my goodness, I mess up? I do that quite a lot. It's like my students would always say to you, oh, Mrs. always apologizing when she makes mistakes. Yes, I do. I'll say, oh my goodness, I really mess up. I have to own that, because I want the students to realize that when I mess up, I own it. So therefore, when they actually mess up, they will also need to own it. I don't have to tell them that they mess up. When they realize they mess up, they need to volunteer that to me. Anyway, guys, this is something I want to leave you guys with. Reflection in terms of when you mess up, you own it, you apologize. It's okay. It is okay. It does not make you a lesser person. It makes you the bigger person, and it makes you much more aware and mindful and reflective and empathetic and a human being. Okay. In the next few weeks, next week I'll be running a training course on uniqueness. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing the launch of this course, so that people actually have a look at it and see what the course is all about, because I'll be talking about the course tomorrow. In terms of a lot of things that when it comes to our uniqueness, we seem to feel that we are not owning our uniqueness. What we seem to be doing, and it seems to be the culture, is comparison. We cannot compare with anybody else. We are all unique individuals, and we need to embrace our uniqueness. We need to celebrate it, and we need to live with it, because it is in us, and that is us. They could have, as an educator, when I go to some schools, they might have 3 educators teaching the same subject, but something, 3 of us teaching it from different perspectives. And you'll have some students that resonate with you, and you might have some students that resonate with the other teacher. It's okay. You cannot have all the students resonating with you. They will all, because they're all coming from different aspects and different experiences. So it's a situation where we need to own those things and remember, no people are alike. When you look at your hands, you know, your hands are on your body, but the left hand and right hand, they're very different. So there's this is a unique pair of hands. So, and you still embrace it because it's part of you. That's the same way you need to embrace your uniqueness and avoid comparison. Comparison is very dangerous. It also means that you are not standing in your power. Comparison makes you in terms of not shining. It actually enables you to be suffocating. It just doesn't allow you to be expressive. Because it suppresses the expression. Because you're comparing with other people. You are not shining in your glory. So it is so very, very important that you celebrate your uniqueness. So that's what I'll be running the course on by next week, because it'll be a 2-day course. And tomorrow I'll be jumping in. I'll be launching the course for the next few days. So I'll be giving like tips regarding the course, so that people are aware and whether or not that resonates with them. So if it resonates with you, then you're going to come on the course, come on this journey with me to discover and embrace your uniqueness, because I think that I know it is very, very important that we embrace our uniqueness and we avoid comparison, because no people are alike. There's only one of you, and that you need to be celebrated. And enjoy your uniqueness and enjoy you and what you have to offer to society, because we all have things to offer and we just need to find it, celebrate it, and just offer it. Anyway, guys, have a fantastic evening, night, morning, where you are. Thank you very much for listening. Have a blessed evening. Stay blessed. Take care. Bye-bye.